What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Spawn Madness 92, for another exciting mini-series review. And yes, today I'm finally going over the Violator. Believe it or not, this was the first mini-series that I actually want to talk about. But the reason I hold this off, because I wanted a nice Spawn shirt. I finally got one. Let me stand up so y'all get a better look at it. So as you can see, it's appropriate, I thought, I want to wear a cool Violator shirt. So, finally got me one. I bought from eBay, like last week. Finally came in the mail. So here I am, ready to do the Violator miniseries. That's why I went ahead and did the review of Spawn Blood Feud, as well as the Angela miniseries. AKA Angela or Spawn Angela's Hunt. But this is another miniseries that I want to cover on this channel, okay? Just called the Violator single issues, as well as the trade paperback. So here is the single issue. This is what it looks like. This came out in 1994, written by Alan Moore. Believe it or not, and then I think there was about 3 artists that work on this comic. It was it Bart Sears, Greg Capullo, and Mark Pennington, I think. But yeah, it was written by Alan Moore. Again, he did Spawn Blood Feud a year later, 1995. Because like I said, this came out in 94. But love the font. I love the title Violator. Here he is. Everyone's putting their guns at him. He's got the Spawn balloon. So, the story behind this. Now, this is the first appearance of Clown's, or I should say the Violator's brothers. Yeah, he's got brothers. I think there's 4 brothers. They're what they call Flebiot brothers. I may not be pronouncing that right. It's got the Facilitator, Vaporizer, Vandalizer, and Vindicator. That's their names. And of course, Violator. And I think the Violator is the youngest of the brothers. But yeah, you can see him right there in the bottom. That's them. Okay? This is their first appearance, as well as the Admonisher. He's like an assassin. So, yeah. So I'm going to open this up so y'all can see each cover of the issues. But I'm going to dive in the trade paperback as well. So let's get this out. Now, I did not do this. This is the way it was packaged. I bought this from eBay a couple of years ago. So I've read this maybe 2 or 3 times. So here is issue 1. Okay. Here is issue 2. The guy with the buzz cut, the big macho guy, that is the Admonisher. Okay, I believe it was the brothers. You can see their hands. They hired this guy to kill their brother, the Violator. They want him dead. That's the story behind this. They stripped his powers. That's why you don't see him transform. Unless he does toward the end, I'm not for sure. But that's why he stays in his clown form. So, yeah, that's issue 2. And then here is issue 3. So maybe he does transform in this one. I'm not for sure. Because that does look like a Violator's, true form. But there you have it. That's issue 3. You can see the gore on this thing. Yes, it is gritty. It is violent. But yeah, that's just the gist of the story. Is brothers being brothers. You know, they're demon brothers. They want Clown dead. They stripped his power. So Clown is trying to survive. And Spawn does make a cameo appearance. I don't know what issue. It's either issue 2 or 3. I don't think it was in the first issue, but yeah, Spawn does make a little brief cameo in this miniseries. But here is the trade paperback. It's the same cover as the first issue. The only difference is that the letter is white instead of red. Let me compare it really quick. Yeah, see? No, it's red, and this is white. This is a weird packaging. I've never seen this. I bought this from, well, maybe from eBay. I don't think I bought it from Amazon. Now, this trade paperback is actually kind of new. It came out just last year, just like Sam and Twitch Compendium 1. So this, for the first time, you can actually get this in trade paperback. And get this, it's only $10, okay? Around there. It's super cheap, brand new, just $10. It's on Amazon. Hopefully I can put a link down in the description box if it'll let me. But you can just type in Violator. $10, you can't go wrong with that. It's got all 3 issues. So I'm going to take this out and I'll show the inside of it. So here it is. And here's the back. Look at that. Wow. So, let me read the back real quick. It says, Tom McFarlane unleashed his signature creation, Spawn, in 1992. In doing so, he created the most successful independent comic book in history, introducing us to many characters along the way, including the vile but lovable Clown and his alter ego, Violator. Violator's siblings, Facilitator, Vindicator, Ventilator, and Vaporizer, along with ruthless monsters, hire Assassin and Admonisher to kill Violator. Stripped of his powers, Violator must defend himself against attacks from his brother and Admonisher. In a twist of fate, an unexpected team up with none other than Spawn to help Violator along the way. Violator, the 1994 collection, contains the sold-out 3-part miniseries in an all-new design and format with exclusive bonus content written by the legendary Alan Moore and including artwork featuring the amazing Bart Sears, Greg Capullo, and Mark Pennington. So, yeah, it's got listed as $9.99. Okay, brand new for $10. You can't go wrong with this. So let's open this up. Try to be careful to take. Here we go. Pull this out. And here's the spine. Very small, but you can see it. It says Violator 1994 collection. You have image right there. Very cool. Love it. So, yeah. Here's the inside of it. Very nice. And then you have to cover the first issue. Very cool stuff in here. I mean, here is Clown. Apparently he made some monster mad. Here's Clown being carried away. And I forgot to mention, and you'll see him right there, my finger's pointing. That is Tony Twist. If you remember him, he appeared a couple of times. And of course, he was in the HBO cartoon as well. So, yeah, he gets thrown in the water. with cement on his feet. So he gets thrown into the ocean. Love the artwork. Very nice. And here is, trying to see. Yeah, I think, yeah, it was Tony Twist that hires a Punisher. You see the interview. He's talking to him. Here, I'm kind of finding a closer look. Yeah, here he is. Right there. You know, if you ask me, it kind of looked like the Russian from the Punisher. So, yeah, they're at a mall, they're fighting, all that good stuff. And here are his brothers, the other demons, that's them. And then here's the cover for issue 2, which I just showed you guys. But see, this is a good example. This is what they should have done with the Spawn compendium. You know, they should do it like this. This is how you do it, you know. I like when it shows the cover because it lets you know what issue you're on. So I'm trying to find. Oh, here's one of his brothers. Look at this guy. He's like beefed up, man. Look at him right there. I forgot which one. I think that one's the Vindicator. I could be wrong. But oh, here's oh, I can't remember his name, but he's a leader of Youngblood. There he is. I can't remember his name off the top of my head now. There's the brothers again, and there's Admonisher. And here's Spawn himself. There he is. So yeah, this is the start of issue 3. Okay. Yeah, you can barely see it, but it does shows. Yeah, the Youngblood does got a little cameo. I see Bad Rock. Right there. There's Bad Rock. And then you have another cool image of Spawn. There he is. Very cool. So yeah, you know, so that's, I don't want to show you every page. So yeah, go out and buy this. But yeah, trade paperback. You don't have to get the issues unless you want to. But yeah, for the first time, they finally got these in trade paperback. Again, it just came out last year. Okay, 2025. $10, brand new. Can't go wrong. You know, I say pick it up. Now, for those who are curious, if you want to read these in order, these stories, okay, the Violator miniseries, take place between, I believe, Spawn issue 24 and 25. For those who are wondering, so that's when this story, you know, picks up between Spawn number 24 and 25. So my only downside, it is not a big complaint, but if you really look at Clown, he looks awfully young. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I feel like, you know, some of these pages, when I was reading these, he looks like he's in his 20s. But if you read the older comics, he looks like he's in his, I don't know, mid-50s, something like that. But he looks a little too young, but it's not a big complaint. I just thought he looks kind of odd to me. But the story's good. I love the characters in this. It's a fun read. I mean, it won't take you long. Okay, it's only 3 issues. So, yeah. pick it up if you have not read this yet. I recommend it if you're a Violator fan. They did make another one called Violator Origins, and that is 6 issues long. That came out, I believe, 2024. Now I read it. Well, I read it digital. I bought the digital version. I don't have the physical copy, but I will pick it up and do a review on that. But and speaking of digital, whenever they released the paperback last year, I think there's also the digital version. So if you prefer to read this online, you have that option as well. So, but I love it. Great comic. Again, it's written by Alan Moore. You know, he's a good writer. So read it if you haven't already. I recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the Violator. Pick this up. I think you'll like it. It's got some goofiness in it. You know, it's got some humor in it. So it's not always serious. So yeah, it's a fun read. I love it. So check it out if you haven't already. And with that, guys, thank you for watching. If you like what you see today or what you saw, please subscribe, hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.